So it seems that my therapy has been working. Nobody wants to come on today. We'll see. Maybe this might be the shortest pre-game chat, but hey, we got the comments. Uh, Liban Youssef, Roberto. Look at Fabio from Ecuador on vacation, spending all the salary that Presidente gave him. Enjoy, buddy. But guys, week 2, Torino, first home game, right? Let me pop this up and look, guys. If nobody joins, it is what it is. You just got Dr. Vinny here, therapy for the live viewers. If this is what we have to believe, looks like exactly the same starting lineup as last week. Atalanta right now losing 2-0 to. Who are they losing to, guys? They're losing to Frosinone. Frosinone at home, but guys, I don't know. See, look, at least I got Andon is there present. Thank God, Andon. He needs some therapy. What's happening, buddy? How you feeling?
Yeah, good. Just watch the Primavera game. So
Watching
good.
the Primavera game. You're wearing last year's jersey. You're in your comfortable couch, lying beautiful. But I was popping this up, Andon. Looks like it might be the starting lineup, just like last week. Do you need a convincing win today, or will you just be happy with the 3 points?
No, I just need the 3 points. I don't need a convincing win because now it's not the time to be picky about how we win the games, especially in the first 10 rounds. It's important to win those games and get some points because it will be the most difficult part of the season, the first 10 rounds. So if we can get as much points as possible, even if we win 1-0, I don't care how we win unless we win.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you on that one. And looking at the start lineup, like, you can't be putting Pulisic on the bench for Chukwueze. You can't be putting Leon on the bench for Pulisic, for that matter. But looking at how it's going right now from the first game, we're playing Torino. I don't want to hear like it's an easy opponent. No, there's no such thing as an easy opponent in Serie A. It is what it is. But we got Roma next Friday.
Yeah.
Which I took a day off in advance, obviously. So we're gonna have another pregame chat on next Friday. But what are you expecting from Torino today?
I mean, they they didn't look too good last game they played. They drew 0-0. The problem with Torino is they don't have a proper finisher in attack. They don't have a proper number 9, but they have a very good midfield. They can control the ball. Ricci and Ilic are very two good option to have in midfield. They can take the ball. They're both good ball controllers. Pass the ball. I mean, it's not going to be an easy game. As you said, there's no easy game in Serie A. As you can see right now, Atalanta is losing 2-0 to Frosinone. Frosinone is still attacking, and they were just promoted. Even the first game, Frosinone against Napoli looked very good, even though they lost.
So, and I think it comes down to it's 2 weeks in. People like to over exaggerate from what it be. Like the first game, I think most of our feelings were true Milanistas like yourself and I. We didn't look at the 2-0. We're just like, okay, second half wasn't that great, And this is okay. Your first home game sold out, I believe, and I think it's definitely sold out. And these kind of teams, the Frosinones, the Lecces, all these little teams that might give you these kind of problems, right? I just don't want us to get into this game with our heads up high and I was like, okay, it's Torino. I want a convincing win, but I'm with you. Give me 3 points because in the end, when we're going to look at the end of the season, this season, we're not going to look back and go, remember, Andon, that Torino win, we didn't play very well, but we still got it. The 3 points is all that matters. And do you have a problem with the starting lineup? Would you see anybody else?
That's the lineup we played the whole preseason. I mean, the first choices of the preseason, they played together. They had a good game again. The last game we played against Bologna, so there is no logic explanation now unless some injury happened to change anybody. But now the difference between last game, we have an additional players on the bench. We have Pellegrino, we have Musa that can come into the game as well. Because I'm excited to see how Pioli sees how Pioli will integrate Musa into this team, what kind of position he's gonna play, and especially with the report that probably there is a very good possibility even Punic to go. I'm very curious to see what kind of solution Pioli will take in that case. Who is gonna put in that position? What kind of player he intends to put? And yeah, it's gonna be interesting game to see how everything develops. And as I said, they won the last game. There's no reason to bench anybody. You cannot even bench. It would be stupid to bench Pulisic because he was our best player last game. You cannot bench Leao. You cannot bench Giroud. So, but I'm expecting at least in the second half. The changes to be done a little bit earlier. Let's say around the 60th minute to give chances for the guys on the bench to get some fitness because neither Okafor or Chukwueze are at 100%. They need some minutes into their legs. So at least I'm expecting that.
Do you think that there's still 10 days left, 9 days left to the Mercato finishing? I don't know why we have this whole conversation about Lukaku. I'm still convinced it ain't happening with Roma. We're gonna come in, but forget Lukaku. Do you think any other players are coming in, or forget that? Any players going out?
I mean, well, at least three people should go. They have enough time to make that happen because we have around 30 people in the squad. That's too much. And there are reports that Balotelli is close to leaving. Salamakers has offers. Origi also. There were latest reports that after this weekend that he's gonna choose his destination as well.
Mm.
So I'm looking at least 3 to 4 players to leave because the squad is too big. And even the thing is, even if they don't go, it's told to them that they're gonna be on the stands unless some big injury crisis happens that you are missing like 10 players. God forbid, they're not playing anything.
Okay,
So it's
so let me
even
ask
the
you
message.
this. Let me ask you this. Out of all the rumored players to leave this team, who would you keep?
I mean, there is only one obvious answer. That's Salamakers. I think Salamakers can still be useful and let's say gives us a lot of different options to play. Depends on who we're playing. He can play as a winger. He can play as a right back. He can play even in midfield. I
Yeah, no,
would love to,
I,
I
I
would
would.
love to keep him, but I would understand why he would be sold as well.
I think I agree with you. Like, we like to joke around about, Krunic or whatever, but Krunic with the midfield that we have is replaceable.
Yeah,
Salamakers, I'm not saying he's not replaceable, but, on that right wing, yes, you have Chukwueze, but let's say somebody gets hurt, Pulisic could, but he's a good. Andon, am I wrong that every time he played well, Salamakers, he came off the bench?
yeah.
Then it comes down to does he accept the fact that he's a bench player? That's what it comes down to because he's been a starter in a subpar right wing Milan in the last couple of years. But do you think he would accept that role? That's what it comes down to.
I mean, there were reports that that's the biggest problem. He had some disagreements with Pioli, and I would understand for last season because he was playing good, but still Messi has got the nod ahead of him. And I
Yeah,
would understand for last season, but for this season, especially, the most improved position we have is the right winger.
yeah,
So you cannot play him in front of Pulisic. You cannot play him in front of Chukwueze. So for now, there is no place in him unless God forbid some injuries happen to play in that team. And I would understand him. He's coming from maybe not great season, but 2 3 good seasons where he won a title as well. He played good in he was one of our better performers in the Champions League last season. So I
D-
would understand if in that in that place in his career that he wants to be a starter and play more.
definitely. I like that one. So let's. You know what? It just looks like you needed some therapy, some pregame chat. Everybody's in their own little thing. Shane is complaining that he was put in the corner. 3.5 months. I put him in the MWP Patreon corner. Shane, you're staying there. You and your friend Lab Gorilla. You and your friend Husney. You're in there because you're just guilty by association. That's what happens, guys, on the Patreon. We have a group chat. Some people have come, some people have gone. Whether you're a Patreon member for 1 month or been for the last 4 years, we appreciate everything. I know we're a little much in the group. I get it. But in the end, we always try to respect each other. On that note, and on looking at the starting lineup, who needs to, who you're expecting a good game from? maybe a goal scorer for you? Do you see the same things happening as last game? What are you thinking?
I mean, three players that need to improve from last games are Calabria, Tomori, and Krunic. They had a little bit subpar game
I
last
agree. Yeah.
time we played. Also Teo. Let's not forget Teo. Also, he had a bad game, so I'm expecting a little bit better than them. One player that I'm kind of 99% sure that he's gonna play good is Rangers. He looked amazing in preseason. He started the season well. Also, I'm expecting another good game from Pulisic as well. He's on a roll, and I think he knows that in order to stay the starter, in order because he has Chukwueze behind him, in order to stay as a starter, he needs to play good, and he needs to build on his game. And as people said, and as he said, the only thing was missing when he was playing at Chelsea, the trust. He didn't get any trust from the coach. Now he's given that by Pioli, and so far he's giving the reward for that. But again, those are the players, and also probably I hope Leao will open his scoring record this game. He needs to start, let's say, to wake up from the summer slip.
Yeah, no, I would like to see I would like to see Leao score because we've gotten used to world class Leao from the preseason to now. It just seems like even last game I had a feeling that he just looked like he wanted to be part of the goal scoring. He was trying too much, and maybe I'm over analyzing, but in the end, and I will say, I'm gonna put my eyes on Tomori because I can't blink the defense, especially in the second half. Chow is still fairly a little new, but Tomori is not that brick wall of a defense that I remember him from, at the beginning of last year. So I want to see a better defense. We got our team saying, why Calabria again? Who else? Who else are you gonna put other than Calabria? You're gonna put Kalulu, Balotelli ain't gonna show up. But in the end, I would like to see Leao have a superb game. The ones that have impressed me most so far have been, I think I've said it in the last one, Lofton Cheeks is just what a train. He's just a
Yeah,
powerful presence on the pitch. Krunic, for whatever it was last game, didn't seem to be present, but I would like to see Leao. Tomorrow, you need to be my dark horse of the match. I need you to step up, take control of that defense because even though it's a home game, even though it's Roma and on, this is Serie A, right? We never know what's going to happen, but that's what I think. But in the end, I don't think it's going to be a shellacking like what was it 3-4 years ago, the 7-1
yeah.
win against Torino.
Mhm.
But I'm going to predict a clean sheet. Let me just go on that because Magic Mike will save this team. Do you agree with my assessments of Leao and Tomori?
Yeah, I mean, the problem Tomori has is when he has the ball, he plays too complicated. He tries to do things that he shouldn't do,
Bad passes,
and
a lot of bad passes.
passes, very bad passes, very bad choice of passes, and most of the goals that we concede are because of that. And
So
he needs to improve a little bit about his positioning on the field. Sometimes he's forward too much and he leaves space behind, and there is too much space. Chow is a fast player, but he's not that fast to be able to cover that much in short period
And
of
when
time.
you got guys like, official Liban Yusuf, thank you for giving us the official, which was on the sports media set. When you guys like Loftus Cheeks and Reindeers, that you see them more in the attacking,
Yeah,
you got to be able to cover. You got to be able to cover. I know Reindeer has been fantastic so far. Loftus Cheeks, but if these guys are going to, sacrifice and go up front, I know Krunic is back there, but Krunic is not a
yeah,
central midfielder. But we need that defense. And even if Tomori will get hurt, what do we have? We're not going to be putting Pellegrino on there. We're not, maybe Kajar, as we like to call him, but it is what it is. So officially, to Magnan, Calabria, Chow, Tomori, Teo Hernandez, Lofton Cheeks, Krunic, Reindeers, Pulisic, Giroud, and Leao. I'm gonna go back to my predictions. I need Leao to come out strong on this one. I need Tomori to be the dark horse. I will predict my friend Andon before I let you, because you see, nobody needed therapy. Just you needed therapy. You know what? You're getting a special treatment. We're gonna get a special prescription for the, you know, that stuff there. But do you agree with me with a maybe a prediction of a clean sheet, a win and a clean sheet?
Yeah, but as I said, Torino doesn't have a proper number nine, a proper striker that can score goals. They're too much dependent on midfield, and I think Mike had a very good start. Sorry, Mike had a very good start last game. He was one of our best players on the field, so I hope he can build on that. Uh, the thing is, now we have so many good options from the bench. It's very hard to choose who you want to come in from in the second half to get some minutes on their legs, because everybody deserves a chance. Chukwueze needs a chance. Okafor needs a chance. Even Romero. It's shameful if you don't give Romero some minutes, because he had a very good preseason. And
Yeah.
cutting him minutes now is different. As even in midfield, to be honest, Pobega had a very good game last game in the minutes
Yes,
he
he did.
played.
Yeah, yeah.
He had a very good. Also, we have Musa who needs to debut. So
So
there is a lot of option, and Pioli needs to
he's got his
find a
team.
way.
He's got his team that he has. So let's see what
Yeah.
he does. And I want to finish off with this one, and I want to get your opinion, because you're always straight on the middle, and on, even though sometimes people might not agree with your takes on the page, always respectfully. But I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you this: we had heard at one point a rumor of, you know, well, Pulisic is a left winger. He can play on the right. You have Chukwueze that you paid 35 million for, this last senior song. Would you believe the rumors of turning Leao into a striker?
I mean, I can see that happening because of his size and his build. He has the size and build to play as a striker, but how smart it is now to do that and to risk it, I don't know about that. We are not at that position to have that commodity to say let's sacrifice the left wing and let Leao play as a striker, because in the past we played him, we tried him as a center forward, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Now he's a little bit more mature, but still it's a little bit too early to try that. Although I'm pretty sure that he can take that same career path as Ronaldo did when he
Mhm.
moves from the left wing to the strike. I'm not saying that he's gonna have the same numbers, but as a career path, I can see that maybe in 3 4 years to go to try to move more central and to play as a striker. Now the position is left winger or a second striker, but as a pure striker,
It's
no.
you know
So
what I keep on saying, like, they say that is, the technique of being one on one, burning. But the way I look at him on the left wing, the way he just burns people, and I always keep on screaming at the bar when watching a bruce, like burn them all up. Lab Gorilla, why are you not on the Patreon? You need some therapy. You in your corner with your friend Shane and Husney.
I mean,
But
even that to burn people, it's much easier to do it on the left wing because you have
yeah,
one side back to do it. When you're in the middle, you don't have that much space. You have two defenders plus you have another midfielder that can cover the space, and there's a lot less space to play in the middle. And Leao needs his freedom, needs the freedom, needs the space to
well,
play.
okay.
He
So
can.
let me rephrase this. Pulisic, would you play him just behind the striker, change formation, or does he keep on going from left to right? Because we
I
didn't buy
mean,
we didn't buy Chucky for 35 million and on to ride the bench. Correct?
yeah, yeah. But the thing is, the period is coming. We're gonna play a lot of games in a short period of time. A lot of games. So now it's up to Pioli how to manage the players and avoid injuries. Because if you continue to play the same 11 over and over and over, the injuries is gonna come. So
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
up to the coach to learn how. This is good. It's good that we have that many options in
Yes.
attack
Yeah.
because he can rotate. I can see even Pulisic playing as a cam when we're gonna play, because there will be some games we're gonna change up. We're gonna play the old formation that we play. He can
Yeah.
play on the right, although on the right he's not that comfortable as a right winger, even though he plays good, even
We're not
though
gonna
he
judge him from the first game,
yeah,
like playing on the right and
yeah.
scoring and all those
So
things. So yeah.
for the at least for the beginning of the season or the pre-international break, I'm gonna I'm seeing this 11 to continue to play in the next couple of games. There won't be any change, but after the international break, depends on what kind of taste player come back, because God forbid somebody can get injured in the international break.
And I think that's what we're going to see, what Pioli is made of. If we do have to go, I think every team goes through a rut of, injury. Let's see what we do. We do have somewhat of a bench so far. So on that note, Dan, you're going to be watching from home tonight, yes?
Yeah. And on that, because after the Inter game, we play. I mean, when we play Inter, we play Champions League and we play the weekend again. That's 3 games in 7 days. So if he doesn't know how to manage the players and make a proper, I'm not saying rotate 11 players, but make a proper rotation to give some players rest and to give some players rest time. So we're gonna see then what Pioli knows and what he will do. Because now he doesn't have the excuse, I don't have a quality
Exactly.
bench.
Yeah, no.
Now he doesn't have that excuse.
Now it's your toccate, as we say in Italian. Now it's up to you, buddy. So we're gonna see Padre Pioli what he's able to do. And before we get to that, we have Torino in an hour and 15 minutes. I'm gonna go get ready. Gonna go to the bar, meet the Milan Club Montreal guys. We're gonna have some pints of beer, just like probably Shane is already drunk. Colin in Ireland. He's in Dublin. He's already drinking since 8 o'clock this morning. He's numbing the pain. But on that note, thank you, Andon, for not letting me do this therapy all by myself. Because maybe I need therapy. Maybe I need a therapist. But a vacation to Fabio. Hopefully, he's able to watch directly from Ecuador, and he's able to watch Milan en español. You know what?
I mean,
those are the best.
If may I say, my channel is gonna stream the game on Discord, so anybody that doesn't have where to play, we're gonna do a watch along to join.
Go land on. YouTube is watching. They're gonna know.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to follow Andon,
just look up Milan Lab on YouTube. We're gonna
Lab.
post the watch along, and we're gonna share our Discord link where if anybody doesn't have where to watch it, to watch the game.
I love it how, like, would it be yourself? I love these conversations with about Roy. I don't follow the guy, I don't watch, but let's say seeing you doing your own thing, seeing Husney, Shane, even Lab Gorilla doing their little podcast. Fabio and Gio doing their own thing, coming on to the network. Even Timmy, doing his various podcasts. Like I love seeing this. I'm not saying this came out of Milan Weekly Podcast, but I love more English content, more Milan sharing. I just love it.
Yeah, that was one of the problems on YouTube in previous years, where there is not a lot of Milan content on English, and there are a lot of fans that don't understand Italian and want to see this. So it's very good to have multiple options where you can hear different opinions, different type of content, and where a lot of the people that do those content allow fan interaction, which after that brings even more people to do more contact.
Exactly. And thank you, Lab Gorilla. And the more, yes, definitely the more the merrier. This is not every time I see any, would it be somebody from the community, somebody even from our Milan Weekly podcast Patreon doing something, I love it. I completely love it. And for me, I'm always going to respect you guys, because even yourself, Andon, would it be yourself, or I think it was Timmy, or was it like, hey, Vinny, do you mind if I share the podcast on the group? And I'm like, to me, that level of respect is, to me, go on, guys. The more, the merrier. Milan needs more of an English voice around the world. Hopefully, Milan is watching. Presidente, he's got those people on speed dial. But I'm going to let you get ready for the game. I'm going to get ready, head over to Chicharo's, meet a couple of the guys. And on that note, I'm going to go with a 2-0 Andon. How about you?
I'm going to do the same. Plus, one more thing, Jerry will be in the stands. We're not losing game with Jerry in the stands.
Jerry's in the stands today.
Yeah.
Uncle Jerry is there. So everything should be good. I'm going to go with Leao and a Chow header from a Pulisic corner. That's what I'm going to go with. Who would be scoring these 2 goals for you, Andon?
I'm going to go with Leao, and I'm going to go with Okafor from the bench.
Okay, I like. And on that note, to everybody in the chat, everybody live viewing, thank you so very much. Patreon, I got a problem with you people. Nobody needs therapy anymore. You all have problems, and you need to come on to therapy. We will see each other next Friday. I got the day off. We'll do another pregame chat. and hopefully we kick a Roma's ass as we are supposed to. On that note, and on. Enjoy your evening,
Enjoy yourself.
ovunque e sempre. Forza Milan. Ciao, guys.